Spring's in full swing here at West Point, and so are many of the Patriot League postseason tournaments, including the men's lacrosse tournament, which started on Tuesday with the quarterfinal round. Now, Army secured the #2 seed in this tournament, so they got to buy into the semifinals, which is this Friday. They'll play Boston University, who defeated Lehigh in their quarterfinal matchup. Army won the regular season meeting between the two teams back in the beginning of April by a final of 11-10, and the Black Knights will look to win the Patriot League semifinal for the third year. This is also the Black Knights' 13th consecutive trip to the Patriot League semis.
We rely on it heavily, actually. We've gone through all of the film of their games since that time. But really, what they'll try and do to us, I think that they're probably not going to deviate too far from the plan, since they were pretty successful. And anytime you're in a one-goal game, it's a play here or a play there. So I don't think that they're going to change all that much. They're going to try and play to their strengths, and their strengths is that senior class, and led by Cale Dirth and their outstanding goaltender. We know they're playing very well, and they're extremely talented and well-coached team. So it's going to be a real test on Friday. Well, from their perspective, obviously to be great in a goal is a huge thing, and we think we've got a very good one in AJ Barretto also, but Christian Carson Bannister has been terrific and deserving of the goalie of the year. What we need to do is be a little more selective in the shots that we take on him, and really work to be fundamentally sound in what we're doing, changing levels and getting the ball to the pipes. And now, with Danny Graber's situation, you're correct. He didn't play in the last game, working through an ankle injury, and we're expecting him near 100%. But I'll share with you what I shared with our team is just, hey, if we're sitting here relying on Danny to win us this game, then that's a gross mistake on our part. He's going to be part of it, hopefully. But it's on all of us to be a little bit better than we were the last time around, to up our game. It's playoff lacrosse. We do all those things, and Danny, being the tough competitor that he is, he'll take care of his job. But we don't want to turn around and it would again be a huge mistake for us to look back on last game and say, well, geez, now we've got one of our best players playing that we didn't have, and all is going to be okay. It's only going to be okay if all of us take care of it.
Two other conference tournaments going on this weekend. Men's golf taking place. The Black Knights, the defending Patriot League champions, they'll look to make it back-to-back titles in this event. But they know they're going to have a big target on their back, being the defending champion. But Brian Watts knows that his depth is going to pay off in the end and could very well be the key to back-to-back titles.
Well, it is difficult, but I feel like with the experience that we have on the team right now, we have two seniors who've played well their whole 4 years here, and going back to a golf course that we have had success prior, that definitely helps with the confidence. But we're definitely the team going in that has a target on its back, and anytime you're trying to repeat as a Patriot League champion, there's a little bit of added pressure. But again, what our guys have done, we've hopefully prepared the right way, and it's just another golf tournament. Well, there's no doubt that I feel like we're very deep in our lineup, and having the two seniors that have led the team the last 3 or 4 years, having Peter Kim, who's a top 100 player in the country, and just his course management definitely rubs off on everybody else. And so we hit the ball a long way. This is a golf course that we're going to it really rewards being in the fairway. There's a lot of big trees, a lot of overhanging trees, and if we try to overpower it and not stick to our game plan, we're going to have troubles making birdies and pars. But if we stick to our game plan and go out there with the intent of just hitting a lot of fairways and a lot of greens, and giving ourselves a lot of opportunities, I like our chances. Well, typically we've played the par fives well, just because of our length. Our par 3 scoring is good. Some of our hiccups along the way have been our par 4 scoring, and it's been based upon maybe trying to overpower the tee shots and get a little bit too much off the tee and not put ourselves in position off the tee to make give ourselves an opportunity to make birdies. And so for us, the golf course sets up good. The par 3s are really there's a good variety of par 3s. There's a couple short par 3s and a couple long par 3s. Which I think are going to play key to the scoring. The par fives, there's a couple par fives that aren't reachable, and then there's a couple par fives that are. And so for us, it's a golf course that is short enough that it's going to bring the field together. And it's got some holes that are very difficult, and those we're gonna have a game plan after our practice round. We're gonna sit down and talk about it, and we have to be disciplined and we have to stay patient for us to really execute and go out and play our best golf.
Coming off one of their best regular seasons in recent history, the Army women's tennis team now turns their attention to the Patriot League tournament after defeating 3 strong teams to end the season, Lehigh, Navy, and Boston University, as they secured the #1 seed in the upcoming Patriot League tournament. Just like the golf team, the women's tennis team knows there's a target on their back with the #1 seed, but again, young talent and depth should pay off for the women's tennis team.
I think we're relishing it. I mean, we were preseason #3, so I think it's always kind of nice to disprove the preseason polls. So we know what we're doing, and we're excited to get out there and make it happen. I think it's really a matter of us worrying about what we can do. Obviously everybody wants to win, so we got to focus on what we can do to do our best this weekend. So whether they want to beat us or not, our focus is to get out there, make things happen, and kind of complete the mission.
Now, with all that going on away from West Point, there's still one contest here at West Point this weekend. That's the women's lacrosse team as they take on Loyola as they look to close their season out with a win and get an upset over the Greyhounds of Loyola.
Yeah, it was great. We had worked so hard. We had so many close games all year, and we really just kept plugging away. So it was really, really fun. It was hands down my favorite experience here yet to date as a coach. It was amazing seeing how excited the team got, seeing how happy and proud our seniors were that they were able to get this win before they commissioned out into the Army was such a great feeling. And we turned around and played a great game again this past Saturday against Boston University. So certainly that first win propelled us to believe in ourselves and have a lot of confidence moving forward. I mean, it's a really special day. I mean, here more than most places, it's a remarkable opportunity to be able to highlight your seniors, thank them for everything they've done on and off the field here as cadets. So it's going to be an emotional time, certainly for us as a staff, for the players, and for our firsties. But it's such a great moment to be able to recognize all they've done, specifically our 2 seniors and what they've done for building our program. What they've done for our program is just amazing. They've been 2 of our toughest, most committed members of our program, and we have a lot to thank them for. Continued confidence overall, and how confidence manifests itself physically all over the field. On the offensive end, I want to see us be confident going to cage, producing a lot of shots. We're going to have to take a lot of shots in order to beat a really talented Loyola team. So I want to see us continue to be really savvy in producing our shots. On the draw, draw is going to be key. We're facing it up against the league's top draw controller. So that's going to be a really good task for some of our younger players to take on. And then defensively, playing really together as a defensive unit to stop some of the great individuals that Loyola has.
Teams in action on the road this week can include women's rugby at the Dartmouth NIRA Challenge, men's track and field on the road at the Penn Relays, and both baseball and softball at Lehigh, with spots in the Patriot League tournament on the line. That's going to do it for your weekend preview. For Night Vision, I'm Zach Daly.